Pattern number 6 is called Green Thumb, and actually this is really the opening and introduction of Tommy Emmanuel's tune The Man with a Green Thumb, which he wrote as a tribute and kind of homage to Chet Atkins. And this is just such a cool pattern. It's got a really great groove, a lot of syncopation, and let me go ahead and show it to you. It's going to be in the key of A, but you could use this in a lot of different keys, so let's take a look at it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go ahead and look at this pattern, Green Thumb, and it's just got such a cool driving groove to it. And as is true with all these patterns we've been doing so far, the first 6 patterns, you really want to have that thumb playing the really steady quarter notes. And if you can give a little bit of an accent here in this pattern on beats 2 and 4 with a thumb, where you're driving it a little heavier, as I said before, through the 4th string and the 3rd string, that really helps to drive the groove here for this one. So I'm going to show you my way of playing it. It's a little bit different than how Tommy Emmanuel plays it. It's his tune, but he was gracious enough to let me use this pattern here. And I like to keep my ring finger on the 1st string, middle finger on the 2nd string, index finger on the 3rd string. I think Tommy plays it a little bit differently, but I'm going to show you this way of doing it so we keep those fingers on the same strings we've had them on. And this is kind of an A sus2 chord that we're using in the left hand. 5th string root, so your thumb's going to start on the 5th string on beat 1. Beat 2 is going to be a pinch, thumb on the 4th string, and I'm going to use ring finger and middle finger here to get that pinch. So it's going to be 1, 2, okay? Now, beat 3, we're going to add our thumb over the top of the neck. If this is something you haven't done before, it takes a little bit of getting used to. And if it's something you feel like you can't do, maybe you try another fingering where you use an alternative fingering and maybe the middle finger plays that note. For me, I'm going to use the thumb over the top, and that's going to be on beat 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, and on the and of beat 3, we're going to use the index finger on the 3rd string. So we got 1, 2, 3, and. Now beat 4 is a pinch, thumb on the 4th string with the middle finger on the 2nd string. And then we're going to play the ring finger up on the high E string. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, so that's bar 1, and this is essentially a 2-bar pattern. So let's just run through bar 1 one more time. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So that's just me looping bar 1. Let's take a look at bar 2. We come in, we start with the thumb on the 5th string again. This time we have a syncopation on the and of beat 1. And we're going to play the index finger there on the and of beat 1, 3rd string. 1 and. Beat 2 is a pinch with thumb and middle finger. The and of beat 2 is the ring finger on the high E. So 1 and 2 and. Okay. At beat 3, we're going to have the thumb over the top again on the 6th string. And this time we're going to get 3 and. So that's thumb on beat 3, index on the and of beat 3. 3 and. Then pinch on beat 4, thumb and middle finger. And a syncopation on the and of beat 4 with the ring finger. So here is the 2nd bar alone. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's put those 2 bars together. So bar 1 and bar 2, I'm going to make a loop of those 2. Okay, and you hear I'm also muting the left hand on beat 2 in the 1st bar. So right there, you want to mute that. It really emphasizes that beat too. It's really nice. Okay, and as we continue on to bar 3, that's going to be the same as bar 1. So the only difference here in bar 4 is a little bit of a variation. We go 1 and 2, okay, and then a pinch on beat 3. So here it is again, bar number 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So beat 1, the thumb, and is with the first finger, pinch on beat 2 with thumb and middle finger, and on beat 3 we have the ring finger on string 1, middle finger string 2, thumb on 6th string. Beat 4 is just the thumb. Okay, so I know that's a lot to digest, those 4 bars, but let's try it really slow. I'm just going to repeat bars 1 through 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is the general way you'll hear Tommy do that pattern. I just think it's such a great grooving rhythm. I've also watched him do it so many times on various performances that he throws in little nuances and variations. One tiny one I want to mention is sometimes on the and of beat 2 in that first bar. So here's our first bar. Sometimes you'll hear him throw in an index finger on sort of like a muffled note on that and of beat 2, and I think that also helps just kind of drive it with a little more syncopation. So here's just bar 1, a variation. You can go right there, that 1, 2, and. You can get a little bit of a muffled sort of ghost note, helps add a little more syncopation. So you get same thing on bar 3. Right there. That little bit of syncopation there on the and of beat 2 is something you can try to add in. So what I would encourage you to do is try to get the pattern down just 1 bar at a time. You know, get bar 1, then bar 2, piece those together, make a loop until you can get all 4 together. Try it with this A sus chord we're doing where we get the F sharp in the bass, but then also try to take the same pattern and apply it to any progression you want. And for that matter, that's what you want to do with all these patterns in the course is really apply them over all types of progressions. So give that a try and see how it goes.